Hi, welcome to Living in the Light. And I'm Mary Amy. And I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truth potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Welcome. It's April 5th in the Matrix. It's Wednesday. How's it going? I'm in New York coming live, and I have to tell you, it was a little chilly today. I know next week the temperature is supposed to rise up into like the high 60s and even 70s. And I'm excited for that because I do love the seasons, but I like the warmer weather. Well, anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I am here. This is my mission and it's my purpose. And I'm here to bring suggestions to healing. Be here for you so you know there's a community of other truth seekers. And I like to have topics that I kind of wonder about, and I'm going down the rabbit hole. And maybe for me, they seem relevant in this time. So tonight we're going to have topics like evil is dying, which is good news. Aces for that. Advanced technology, Tartaria. I don't know if you know what Tartaria is. It was a lost civilization. And the Merkaba. And someone from last night mentioned the Merkaba, which is an ancient light vehicle. And it can transport you to other realms. So we're going to kind of do a little demonstration with that. Of course, we're going to touch on angels and psychic phenomenon. Now, I always ask you, have you written down your dreams? And if you are someone who has written down your dreams, that's fantastic because it might just guide you to a direction, or you might eliminate some issues that you're having while you're sleeping that you can't deal with while you're awake. And it might just bring focus to something that you've kind of, I don't know, swept under the carpet. So it's all about writing down your dreams, write a description, write the date, write your emotions. How are you feeling? It's a good thing to do right when you wake up. Otherwise, you might forget them. Now, if you're someone who you say, I can't remember my dreams. So something's blocking you. So pose to yourself, when I go to sleep tonight, I hope tomorrow morning I wake up and remember my dreams and I'll write them down. Now, it might take more than just 24 hours for that to work, but eventually you will. If you open yourself up, you might be blocked. Hey, Ghost Night, good evening. Thanks for joining us. And then also all about your intention. Let's have a good intention. And this, before I started tonight, I do this and I want to pull all of me together so that I have a good intention, a commitment to do my best. And then our thoughts are very powerful. Now, I don't know if anyone got on and had a chance to watch the interview yesterday with Peter Hansen. It's on the channel. He's a psychic angelic channeler, and it was packed full of information. And it was an hour long, and it took a long time for it to process. So it didn't go up until this morning at 11. So I apologize for that. There was a little bit of a delay. And you know what? It's unpredictable. I don't know. I can guess it's going to be one day. And then when I upload it, it takes a little bit longer. So I hope you have patience with me. Now, I don't have any interviews this weekend. It's a holiday. It's Easter Sunday. And I'm taking the weekend off from that. But next weekend, I have Jilly Clark, angelic channeler, and she will activate you. Now, maybe Peter Hansen will activate you. And what I mean by that is we are operating on a certain frequency. And if you aren't, you might be around that frequency and it might trigger, it might activate you, and you might raise your vibration. So it's something to be aware of, and it's where we're all going. We are all going to, if not already, in the 5 dimension, right? Which is higher awareness, higher consciousness, higher vibration, and kindness to all. Now, have you been practicing lately? We spoke about loving yourself. Have you been reminding yourself to love yourself and maybe say, I love you? Look in the mirror and say it. Tune into your heart. Remind yourself how you feel. And you might be too hard on yourself. You know, we've been living in a place, well, since the beginning, since we were born here, we've been living in a society that it's very critical. And if you're not critical to you, you might have someone out there in the physical reality that's critical to you, because it's all about conforming. It's all about being liked. It's all about doing what everyone else is doing. But you know what? In the 5D, it's all about being independent, having free will, being your authentic self, because there's no one like you. And that's what you want to maintain. You want to kind of stay away from trying to conform. And I'm not saying if someone else is wearing this great pair of sneakers and you love them, maybe you consider that conforming because you're following what someone else is doing. However, you had discernment and you decided, I like those sneakers as well. And that's just a minor event. But there's bigger events that we've had in the last 2.5, 3 years that we had to have more discernment. We had to kind of decide whether or not something was going to be good enough or good for us. And we're going to a place where it's more important to have a belief system that you can decide for yourself. And the world in the 5D, in the fifth dimension, a higher consciousness, a different belief system, is not about having leaders and people telling you what to do or making decisions for you. It's more about humanity, or it is all about humanity deciding for themselves. And I believe we're going to get into advanced technology. I believe there's going to be technology that we get to choose. There's no person that is superior than us. There's no hierarchy. There isn't leaders. We're all equal. And that's really how it really is. It's just been that we believe or been taught and been programmed that there's someone that's better than us because they have more wealth, or because of the way they live, or because of their occupation. We're all equal. We are all equal across the board. All of humanity is equal. No one's better than anyone else. And we are all beautiful beings of light. And we have kind of been taught, we're going to get into evil is dying. And evil is dying. And that, hey, Elsie, you're making some noise over there. How are you? Elsa needs a grooming, you can tell. She's gets so big and furry. And Elsa, what are you doing over there? She's just, I don't know what she's doing. She gets all riled up. She's the co-host here. So evil is dying. And we have been programmed since we were little kids. You remember that saying, sticks and stones can break my bones? I mean, who came up with that? We've been programmed that either to injure someone else, roughhouse, or injure someone either with physically or emotionally, criticize, humiliate, bully. And that's what we've been doing since we were babies, basically. And that's what we were taught. And that's what society kind of said to us. We were all running a race. Who's going to win the right race? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? It was all competition. So evil is dying. How do I know that? Because 30%, we've hit critical mass, have awakened. And you say, does it seem like 30%? And when I mean awakened, I mean that they are going through, they're in the beginning stages, or maybe they're like us and we've already kind of realized that there's another belief system and there's another possibility. And maybe I want to come out of my house every morning and hug my neighbor. And maybe I'm wishing only everyone only good thoughts. That's it. There's no meanness. There's no hate. There's no anger. So those who sought to do us harm are dying. They are dying. And you know they're dying because you can really see, it's very evident that there are these two timelines that I've mentioned. I'm sure you've heard about them. There's the timeline that we were living in, the 3-dimensional, and then there's the 5-dimensional, the awakened souls like you and I. And we are on the road, the journey to, we're ascending to this higher consciousness. And as we get to this higher consciousness, we start to change. not only is the earth changing, but we are physically changing, we're mentally changing, we're emotionally changing, and we're spiritually changing. Our vessel is changing, and it's going to adapt to this new world. So the morally bad, the evil, the wicked, the vicious, and there's different types of evil. There's moral evil, there's physical evil, and there's metaphysical evil. So the evil people, the dark side of humanity, and I look at them and I say, are they really another human being? Because how could another human being really hurt a living person? And is it that corrupt? So maybe, I mean, I'm saying maybe they're corrupted by, were possessed by evil. Maybe they were forced into it. I don't know. But evil is dying, because in this world now, the 30% have awakened, and there's no room for them anymore. Plus, the light that's come onto the earth has revealed the darkness, and they can no longer be here. They cannot be here any longer. And I know there's been those angels coming down from the heavens, tens of thousands upon millions of angels coming down from the heavens, and they were here to protect humanity. And they've been here hoping that we would wake up, kind of, hello, you wake yet? And so evil has now had to kind of leave. I don't know where it went, but what's left is, so I'm talking about the evil that's left, the Satan and the Lucifer, whatever you want to say, the dark forces. For the most part, I believe they've left, and there are these humans that are left, and they're stuck holding the bag. And so they are still trying to permanently defeat us. But it's over now. They're at their end of life. So desperate evil has been causing chaos across the globe, and they've wanted to continue their reign, using us for profit and energy and sport. Anyone who's joining us, write in the chat and tell me what you're thinking, and where you're coming from, if you deem so. So they've been using us. Evil has been using us for hundreds, if not thousands of years. I mean, I don't know, because history has been changed. We're going to get into a lost civilization, Tartaria, and evil once at one time took them out. And it's kind of a lesson now. And we have to know this. We have to figure this out ourselves. I know there's been divine intervention, like I mentioned, with angels and God, and there's been possibly the extraterrestrials have come in, and they've, maybe given us some solutions or help or ideas. But we have to figure it out ourselves. Hey, Raymond, thanks for joining us. We have to figure it out ourselves so it never happens again. This can never happen again. So most of the demonic energies have left because the vibration on Earth is higher. Our frequency is a higher consciousness, and it can't survive here. But those left must take some more stabs at humanity to remain in control of us. And yesterday I mentioned that Donald Trump had been brought into, or he came into New York City, and I'm not far from New York City. He came into New York City, and he was arraigned, and he went back to Mar-a-Lago, and then he had a speech. He did a speech, and he spoke about how the deep state was corrupt and all the lies, and he's really a tough guy. He's really fighting back. And I do believe that DT is a threat to the evil and what's left here. And that is why that they are trying to, I guess, put him behind bars, stop him from running. I don't know if there's going to be another presidential election, because if all of us awaken and we don't believe in these belief systems anymore, in this government, I don't know what we need. If we can all figure it out, let's all figure this out, right? let's hope that everyone has an awakening. And we want to do meditation and we want to have positive thoughts and we don't want to have fear. I'm not trying to bring any fear. I'm trying to say positive. I'm staying positive, and I have hope. So the white hats in the military are blocking evil from doing their dirty work. And we have to stay in love in our hearts and compassion and kindness and continue to transform and evolve into our authentic selves. And that's why I mention to tune into your heart, because your heart will guide you. You have an inner world, and you're going to discover that more and more. You have a consciousness within you that can alert you and guide you and protect you. You just have to listen. And you might have already heard from your consciousness within you, and you kind of said, oh, what is that? What is that? Listen to it, because you have all the answers within you. Before we get on to advanced technology, I'd like to just do the little ball of light, because we haven't done that in a really long time. And I came across a note about it, and I thought it's time to do the ball of light again. So let's do a ball of light. So what you do is you rub your hands together. You rub your hands together, and you want to create some kind of energy. And that's what a ball of light is. It's a ball of energy, and you're bringing a ball of energy. So you rub your hands together and you take your hands apart. And any of my regulars would know this. And so you want to have some kind of, you want to feel something on the palms of your hand. Now, if you've taken any kind of medication, you might not feel it, but try doing it. Now, if you cup your hands, you might lose it. So if that starts to happen, just hold your hands like this until you get it again. And so when we hold on to and we put between our two palms this ball of light, we are bringing energy and light into this physical reality. It's very positive. We can create energy, and we can make it bigger or smaller if we want. We can expand the light. It's very positive. And this will help you with your psychic phenomenon. This will help you with your focus. This will help you with your balance and to have more of a clear understanding. I've done that before, and I got warm sensation with vibration and tingling. Yes, and we can close our eyes right now. We have the ball of light in our hands. Or we can keep our eyes open, and I'd like you to do a little psychic phenomenon right here. I haven't done this in quite a while, and so let's have a little bit of a recap about this. So you have the ball of light in your hand. Now this is a ball of light. You can feel it, whatever sensation you're having. And so I'd like you to imagine, trying to uncross my legs, it's the best way to do it. So I'm going to give you a suggestion. Like always, we're going to relax. We're going to have some stillness, and we're holding this ball of light. And I'd like you to imagine that you're holding this ball of light, and it's taking you to another location. And so you're holding this ball of light, and through your third eye or through one of your clair senses, you tune in and let's see where this ball of light takes you. Where do you end up? And I'm going to close my eyes and see what happens. For me, I actually saw something before I closed my eyes. So I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm going to tune in. And where is this ball of light taking me? Is it remote viewing? Let's see. It's very interesting. When I do this ball of light, multiple times this has happened to me. I end up in a wooded area. So again, I ended up in a wooded area, and there was snow, and there was a wolf, and it was growling at me. And I guess it doesn't know. I just ended up on its territory. And that's what just happened to me. So that might mean symbolically, here I am bringing a ball of light, which is positive and it's goodness and it's pure, and that might be evil. And I was just talking about evil. That might be evil not too pleased with me. But guess what? What do I do when I see evil? It happens to me in the astral realm. If it happens to me in my physical reality, I send light. I circle it with light, and it doesn't like it. And I just did it and it went away. So that's interesting. So then you close your hands. I don't know what kind of experience you've had, but if you want to tell us about it in the chat, go ahead, because we'd love to hear about it. Okay, so advanced technology. We are all going to a world of what will seem as though it's from the movies, from the films, from the sci-fi, advanced technology. However, there is what's called predictive programming. And it was kind of a joke on us because all of this has been very possible, but we've seen it in films, advanced technology, and we thought, oh, that's sci-fi, that's impossible. When you know what? They created it from a real story. Because there's been what's called the secret space program for many years. And you do know that they have done reverse. Oh, I wanted to show this before I move on. You know what? No, I'm not going to. It's negative. No more negative stuff. The secret space program utilized reverse aliens, high music, reverse alien technology. Because of the crashes, because of the extraterrestrials, they were able to, I guess, manipulate some of the gray aliens. And also, it possibly could be that some of the other races off planet came here wanting to take over Earth, and they made a pact and shared information with some humans who also wanted to run the world, own the world through their wealth. And they made sure that we were broken. They made sure that we were beat up. They made sure we didn't live very long. And look what's going on right now in the world. We have these banks crashing. We've been bankrupt. And if everyone went down to the bank and got their money out, they wouldn't be able to get it. Okay, so secret space program. For example, here is a black triangle. And a black hey, music. I'll have to read that 1 second. There's for a while when I was learning all about this, I thought this was a UFO, but it's not. It's one of ours. This is one of ours. Hi, Craig. It's from the secret space program. So we have quite a few. Here we go. It's an unidentified submergible object, and it's interstellar. Is that what it's called? It's a transmedium, and it can go underwater, and it can go move in all different directions and move at a very fast velocity. And we have not really been told about this. It's a kind of hush hush. However, the fact that we can do that, we say, oh, we're flying in these planes, or we're in a helicopter, or we are looking at these rockets, or any of these, spacecrafts that we have. We say, oh, wow, that's so advanced. It's not. They have much more advanced technology, and they haven't really shared it with us. What does music say? The tech they show in time in films is usually way less advanced. Here, it doesn't matter. I felt triggered by you yesterday. Eyes streaming. I don't know why your stuff always disappears. I think, Craig, you say that a lot, don't you? Or no, someone else was saying that. That's interesting. You're the second person who said their comments disappear. And let's see. So this is called a tic-tac. A tic-tac. That's what they call it, because it looks like one of the tic-tacs that you have, a minty tic-tac. And this is 40 feet long. And so this is part of the secret space program. Now, what else is part of the secret space program? Do we have bases on Mars? Do we have advanced spacecrafts? And that's why they have the Space Force, and they are asking for individuals on Earth to join up with the Guardians, and that's part of something that Donald Trump did. So that's these are more likely our stuff, right? This is our stuff. This is the U.S. advanced technology, the secret space program. But I'm referring to in the very near future where we're headed. And we're going to have things like quantum computing, which is this advanced system that can handle many, I guess, what would it be called? Many, what would that be called? You go to the bank and I'm losing my words. Many, not problems, but computing, much computing. I lost my words. And I believe that we'll have things like teleportation, if we already don't have that, which is maybe it's like this, you're teleporting to another location. So teleportation is transporting across space and time, distance instantly. And will we need to be in some kind of time machine or teleportation device, or are we going to be able to do it on our own? We're going to be able to instantly, because we'll be so advanced, travel through time and space, the future or the past. Maybe there's going to be a time machine. Maybe we'll be doing teleportation this way through our thoughts, and we're traveling like we do sometimes in the astral world, but maybe it will be literally, I will physically just disappear, like some of the shows that we watched when we were kids. And then there's the anti-gravity vehicle. So are we going to be, rather than driving in cars, are we going to be lifting up and flying through the air like George Jetson? Are we going to have these computers that can outperform humans, this quantum computing? And now the human brain can generate, I don't know if you know this, 23 watts of power, which is enough to power a light bulb and able to generate mental phenomenon. And I believe in the future, not so distant future, we are all going to be capable of this. We are all going to be capable of all of the things I've been speaking of, the teleportation, the levitation, the telepathy, the time travel. And, you know, the mind is a material form, feelings, perception, volition, and sensory consciousness. We've kind of been stuck in what's called time loops, and we don't seem to be able to jump out of them, and that we've been very constricted. We've been controlled and we've been manipulated, and we didn't realize it was going on because that's all we knew. You know, like I say, it's like putting a little animal in a maze, and we only knew these four sides, and there was a roof over us, and we didn't know how to get out. We had to kind of have something extraordinary happen to us for us to realize that there was another possibility. And maybe it was something spiritual that happened to you. Maybe you had a near-death experience like I did when I was a baby. I was 2.5. I had my first near-death experience. I had another one at 6.5. And it kind of put me in a place of survival. And I also always thought about things in another way, in another possibility, out of the box. And you might be like I am, and you always did. And so that's why you were one of the awakened. Or you might be from a star family, and you're now coming out from having amnesia because your memory was wiped clean in this incarnation. And we've been in these time loops. And so we want to get out of the time loop. And how are we getting out of the time loop? We are meditating. We are loving ourselves. We are realizing that we are advanced beings of light. We are highly advanced. We're multidimensional, and we are capable of so much more. We don't want the greatest moment of our life to be 30 years down the road or 6 months from now on a vacation for a week. We want it to be right here and right now in this moment. We want to have the greatest moments of our life in this moment. And it starts with having gratitude. So let's have gratitude for this moment. Let's remind ourselves how lucky we are we're here, and our 3 authentic characteristics. What are your 3 authentic characteristics? And I'm reminding you of this because sometimes we forget and we get bogged down by everything. We rush, 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 hurry, hurry, hurry. I got to pay my bills. You know, it was the first of the month. I had to pay my rent. Yes, I guess I paid it yesterday or Monday. And it's like, that's my focus. I'm not thinking about having personal happiness or abundance. I'm worried about paying my bills. It's not an easy place we're in. However, times are changing. So if you're in a time loop, you want to get out of it. You're looping around. It's kind of an energetic loop as well. You just keep going back through. How do you jump out of a time loop? You're going to have a different mindset. Maybe you're going to travel to work a different way. Maybe you're going to visit different people. You got to change it up. Don't keep doing the same thing. Like I said, come up with your 3 humongous goals. Maybe you have the most beautiful brown eyes. Maybe you're amazing at ice skating. Whatever it is, 3. You probably have 100, but I want you to write down 3. Write it down. Look at it. What is it? 1, 2, 3. Then write down your 5 humongous goals, because we are creating our destiny in the palm of our hands. We're looking at it. We're feeling it. We're knowing it. We're going to make it be it. We're going to make it happen. That's what we're going to do, because it's your journey. You want to have a great time. You want to have fun. You want to laugh. You want to wake up every day laughing. That's the world that we're in now. We are laughing every single moment together. We're having gratitude. So we're going to jump to a higher timeline. That's what we're doing. And how are we doing it? We're doing it by a thought. We're changing things up. We're coming up with our 5 humongous goals. Maybe it's a conversation. Maybe it's an idea. Whatever it is, you have it within you. Anything is possible. Your thoughts are powerful. They're an energy. They carry a vibration. They're a charged impulse. They have feelings and emotions attached. So you want to change the outcome and create the timeline. So when you have these 5 humongous goals, you choose one. You choose one. And let's say, for example, I say climb the highest mountain. I'm going to climb the highest mountain. That's my goal. We're using that as an example. How are we going to make that happen? How are we going to bring that make that timeline happen? Well, we're going to commit to it. We are going to start to research it. And we're going to make it a real thing. We're going to see it. We're going to believe in ourselves. We're going to take away all self-doubt. We're going to have confidence we can do it. We're going to rise up. We're going to pull ourselves up. And we're going to say, you know what? This is what I want to do. Doesn't matter what anyone else says. I'm going to figure out a way to do it. We have that power within us. You can do anything you want. You can change the outcome through your thoughts, through your words, through your actions. You can do it. Okay? So our development into the 5D will allow advanced technology, transportation, creating buildings, prosperity, abundance, peace, health, lifespan, knowledge, awareness, hope. So it might very well be that we have a different way of transporting ourselves. Maybe we won't be driving around in a car. Maybe we'll be driving around in something that's lifting up off the ground and we're flying through the air. Maybe we're flying through the air. Now our health, we're going to live a lot longer. We're going to have a longer lifespan. I've been hearing more and more about these med beds, which is I guess, technology that's been around. It's been around, this technology. There's been cancer. There's been solutions to cancer already. There's been a lot of solutions that we have not known about because the government and the systems and the leaders did not want us to know, because then they wouldn't have control over us. And that's what's going to come out. We're going to find out all about all these different patents. We're going to know what was true about our history. There's going to be just days of disclosure. It's all happening. And we're going to have more awareness, and we're going to want good things for each other. We're not going to want to trample each other or sticks and stones. We're not going to want that. We're going to want to take care of each other, hug one another, lift each other up. And that's the world. And that's higher consciousness. It's like love, abundance, prosperity, and hope. And I'm really excited about it. And I know it's coming. And who knows what's going to happen in the next week? A lot could happen in this next week. There's a lot of positive spiritual energy going around. Every single one of your trillions of cells has a tiny voltage in at all. Thanks, music, for that. So, Tartaria. Has anyone ever heard of Tartaria? Well, Tartaria was this lost civilization. And here we go. I don't know if you ever heard about it. Here's a map. And it was the greatest civilization. It was all about, and I believe I'm bringing this up tonight because I'm speaking about how evil is dying and this advanced technology. It's all kind of coordinating into Tartaria, because Tartaria was all about love, harmony, beauty. And Great Tartaria covered lands of Western Siberia, Eastern Siberia, and the Far East. Now, it kind of spanned even into the USA. And we never heard about that because guess what? They take away the history and we don't know what really happened. They just change the books and they rewrite them. And we don't know really what happened. So Tartaria, the people of Tartaria were destroyed by the same advanced technology that controls our weather. And, we spoke about that in the past, and that's called HARP. And where's the picture of it? And there's HARP. And so we've had weather modifications. Have you noticed how the weather's been very strange in different states? There's been snow in California, and the temperature's up and down. They're messing around with our weather. And apparently back then, they too also knew how to control weather. And they were flooded, firebombed, earthquaked, and likely had directed energy weapons used against them. And many of their bones are buried under our cities. So our hidden past, the lost civilization of Tartaria, they say the lost civilization of, let's see, other underwater civilization. Is it, what's it called? Atlantis. And so this advanced civilization, they wanted world peace. They were a peaceful culture. Apparently there was giants back then. Here's a picture of giants. Look how large these men are. And their architecture is present in our country, in the United States. The Penn Station, they say, the I know Grand Central Station. There isn't any other architecture that's like the architecture of Tartaria. So the architecture like the Singer Building, the Penn Station, the 1915 World's Fair, the Great Pyramids, the White House, all old world architecture with ornate design. And it was very interesting how all of a sudden you saw this beautiful architecture, and then zap, all of a sudden, move forward, everyone's walking around and they don't have those kinds of abilities to build that. They were horse and carriage. They were building just cement homes and very, very primitive looking buildings, because the buildings were from Tartaria. So they claimed that there was a mud flood and it wiped out or bombed, destroyed the historic Tartaria buildings. So a large continent hidden. So there was a genocide of Tartaria, and they rewrote the history and they took it away. There was a language, they had a flag, they had a land. So it was known as the Parasite Empire eliminated Tartaria. And I'll share with you some of their advanced technology. So they were destroyed by this advanced technology. They were capable of changing the weather like they are today. And they had back then in Tartaria free energy. And they had this multi-ethnic civilization. So the free energy, the electromagnetic energy, advanced technology, the architecture that uses columns, domes, towers, coils of copper inside structures hold energy and rotation of fluid. They move, it twists, it stretches, and they had power stations to heal the population with sound waves. Cymatics, it's called, cymatics. And it's the study of wave phenomenon. So they had ESP sound and vibration on matter. So the cells vibrate at a higher frequency. And I know there's the Rife machine, and I meant to bring that up last night, and I couldn't remember what it was called, about anti-cancer. The Rife machine, where you hold these two sticks, and the vibration goes through your body, and it heals you. Music, if I want a good laugh, look at the Wikipedia pages. These buildings. Yeah. So it's very interesting. I mean, you look at these guys here, and they're obviously, they have to be over 7 feet tall. I mean, because I'm sure this guy, even if this guy wasn't a big guy, it still would be 2 feet higher. So if, let's say he's only 5 feet tall, are they 7 feet, or is he 6 feet tall and they're 8 or 9 feet? But it's amazing. And so this parasite empire reduced the history. The people of Tartaria were destroyed by this weaponry. And they did have this free energy. They had these power stations that healed you. And through cymatics, the study of sound wave phenomenon and ESP sound and visual representations, the periodic effects that sound and vibration have on matter. So cells that vibrate at a higher frequency are full of energy and super healthy and reflecting on how we feel. So a healthy human has a vibrational frequency range between 62 and 70 MHz. Human cells start to change and mutate when the frequency drops below 62 MHz. And then you become ill after that. So the highest emotional frequency we've spoken about on the scale, and I had a chart even, and the highest is love and joy. I think it's 1,000. And then you go down here to fear, and it's 20. So the highest frequency is love, passion, happiness, joy. The lowest frequency is when you get into emotions such as anger, fear, hate, guilt, jealousy. And that's when you get sick. And that's when you actually cannot ascend. So to ascend to this higher consciousness, you have within you your thoughts, your mood, your energy, your actions are all about love and joy. Now, I know it might not be easy to start doing this, and it's steps, it's baby steps, but as soon as you get onto the path of having a higher frequency, zap, 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 it happens like that. And all of a sudden, you are in a different place, you have a different path, you've jumped out of the time loop, and you're in a new timeline, the best timeline for you. So the love vibration is 852 hertz. So Tartaria, the parasite, stole Tartaria, and they exterminated the population. They put all the children on trains and sent them to other states and said they were orphans. And they changed the buildings to institutions, to schools, to universities, to theaters, and to churches. So they had in Tartaria free energy. And it's with the ether, the water, and the earth. So the ether, the electromagnetic energy, which is beyond the clouds, is ether. It's one of the elements of nature. They were able to capture energy through the towers and store it in the red and white power stations. And so they always had water close by. And they did this through the ether, through the water and through copper, iron, gold, and mercury. They were able to create free energy. So it's possible. It's possible. And we know that Nikola Tesla, where's my Nikola Tesla book? Somewhere here. He always spoke about free energy, and he knew. And that was a long time ago. What was that, 100 years ago? So the planets have an infrastructure and technology and fortresses, the energy generated through the domes, the towers, the obliques were distributed by the red and white striped power stations, always water nearby. It's very interesting that this happened. And you know what? I think this is where we're going. I think this is where we're going. And I don't know, will there be giants there? Have you ever seen a giant? I've had some dreams with giants. If you want to, okay. And asylums. Oh my God. Yes, take a pill. Take a pill, everyone. All right, so we're getting down to almost the 1 hour mark. So we're going to get onto the Merkaba. And if I seem a little off tonight, you're not mistaken. I am, because I'm really tired, because last night I only slept a few hours. Yesterday I had 2 videos, and I had job in the matrix, and then I had to get up and I went to the gym, and I had the job in the matrix. And so I'm really tired, and that's why I'm kind of a little off tonight. So I appreciate it if you can tolerate it. I'm here. I want to have consistency. I want to tell you that you're a beautiful being of light. Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what you have. Doesn't matter what job you have. Because you're a beautiful being of light. And together we are having Christ consciousness, collective consciousness, and we are in the 5D. We are awakened, and we are going to prosperity and abundance and personal happiness. So I appreciate you for being here, and I have gratitude for this moment, and thank you. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So the Merkaba, have you ever heard of the Merkaba? I've mentioned it in the past. It's been quite a while. And the Merkaba is 2 triangles that come together, and we're going to do a little psychic phenomenon with the Merkaba. And for a long time, I didn't know, because this came through to me. Me too, tough feeling. This came through to me years ago when I started doing healing work. And hey, Ghost Knight, you've definitely been wearing yourself down. You guys are so funny. I haven't been wearing myself. I'm like, my one girlfriend called me up and she's like, Mary, how do you do it? I said, what do you mean? She said, you just worked yesterday and then you did 2 videos. And I said, I know, but you know what? You got to do this. It's like, it's my love. It's my passion. It's consistency. Okay, so Merkaba. So Mer is light, Ka is spirit, and Ba is body. This is an ancient light vehicle. You can travel. This will help with your psychic phenomenon. This will help. So pay attention. It's very important. So this is a light connection between body and soul. Body and soul. And I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to utilize a Merkaba. So here's 2 triangles, right? There's a triangle coming, a very large triangle coming, and visualize. You're going to visualize, you're going to imagine that there is a triangle coming down from the heavens, and its point is here, okay? And then there's another triangle coming up, and it's very large, up over you, and the 2 are snapping together. And then they're both spinning. And they're both, one spinning in one direction, the other spinning in the other. And I didn't realize that when I started doing healing work, I would spin light around my clients when I would do healing work. And they would spin one direction. I would visualize them spinning one direction, and then I would move my hands in the other direction. So I was actually creating a Merkaba around them. And we can do this with ourselves, okay? So a Merkaba is a star tetragon, and it's used for higher states of consciousness and expanding awareness. And this will help you become more awakened. So the Merkaba means the spirit body surrounded by counter-rotating fields of light. So wheels within wheels, spirals of energy. So it's a time travel device. It transports you to another dimension, the Merkaba. Merkaba. So it's a divine vehicle for keeping you balanced. It's an ancient biblical roots, most commonly known as sacred geometry. Now, if you've had any light codes come through at night in a lucid dream, you might have seen different sacred geometry. I've seen many visuals of that. So it's known as the chariot of Ezeal, throne of God. So it's two triangles facing opposite directions while placed within another. So like I said, one triangle you're going to visualize coming down over you, and it's going to come down from the heavens, and the other's coming from the earth. Do you see? It's you're connecting from the heaven and the earth, and it's you, your body, and your soul connecting together. So they come together, and the triangle pointing upward is a symbol for masculine energy, and the one pointing downward represents feminine energy. Its balance of and spinning triangles can help you connect with the divine. We're going to do this in just a moment. I'm just describing it so you kind of get a feel for what I'm referring to. And maybe it'll stick, the information. The Merkaba enables us also to feel unconditional love, healing ourselves as well as others. It gives us the possibility to create the kind of harmonious life that we desire, a tool to transcend and activate the protective love of the universe. It awakens, it heals, and it transforms in the spiritual, physical, and mental, emotional levels. So divine light vehicle allegedly was used by ascended masters to connect and reach higher realms. So let's do this together. Let's practice the Merkaba together. So we're going to have the symbol. It's going to spin clockwise. Okay, so we are going to practice right now. So we're going to imagine, we're going to close our eyes. Let's do it together. Let's walk through this. So we're going to let out a breath. We're going to relax. We're going to relax our limbs, take away any tension. We want to have more of a relaxed physical sensation and also mental and emotional, because we want to not have any tension in our bodies. We're going to drop down into our physical vessel. We're going to release any doubt we can do this. We're going to have self-confidence and self-awareness. And we are going to believe. We're going to have acceptance. So anything that you're feeling, it's your personal experiences, is right for you. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever happens for you is meant to be. Okay, so we're relaxing. We're just having a natural breath. Maybe you take an inhale. Exhale. After a long day, we kind of are run down, so we want to still have a little bit of energy left to do this exercise before we conk out for the night. Okay, and so we are dropped down into our physical vessel, and we are having focus and concentration. And now I'd like you to imagine that you have this very large triangle that completely covers you. And like I said, the point is going to come down. It's going to come down and hit you about here, or it's going to reach about here, about your, your chest area. And then there's another triangle. It's a light vehicle. It's going to come up, and the two are going to snap together. And then I'd like you to imagine the triangle moving in one direction. Okay, the one triangle, and then the other moving in the other direction, counterclockwise and clockwise. And so let's imagine that this is spinning around us. This triangle is, it's spinning around us. And it's moving, we're moving in this Merkaba. So it's going clockwise and counterclockwise, right? And we're spinning in this triangle. Are you getting dizzy? I'm only kidding. Okay. And I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm just going to visualize this happening. maybe just really focus and tune into this experience and utilize your psychic phenomenon. Are you receiving any impressions? Are you receiving some sensations, a visual picture, an image? And where is it taking you? So we're going to close our eyes and see what kind of experience we have with the Merkaba. Again, this is what it's like. It's spinning. Okay, the two triangles are spinning. What's really interesting is I had two experiences. So I had one that took me up to the stars, and that's interesting because the one is coming from the heavens, and then the other took me to the grass. So that's what I'm going to practice that some more, like before I go to sleep tonight, and see if it has any kind of I don't want to say reaction, but any kind of experience it brings on. So it's the light connection between the body and the soul. And it's an ancient divine vehicle for keeping you balanced. It's time travel, transports you to other dimensions. So I hope that you can practice that. And I hope that, you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Again, tonight we spoke about Evil is Dying, Advanced Technology, Tartaria, and the Merkaba. And let's see, what is Ghost Stories that we're definitely. I appreciate everyone who's joining us tonight, and I will probably not be doing a video tomorrow night. I'm going to be doing one Friday, and I have something I have to take care of tomorrow night, so I won't be here. But I'm really grateful. I hope that we are in a place that we're being positive and we're having hope. And I know that there is fear out there, and there is some negativity, and there's some really weird stuff. It's kind of a clown world out there. But we have to have hope, and we must know that to change the physical reality, we do it through our thoughts. And it's already happened. All the good stuff has already happened. We've already won. We are already a new, beautiful civilization. We just can't see it yet. Like I said the other day, it's like we're planting seeds. So right now, through our thoughts, we're planting seeds. We're planting a garden. And we are going to create this beautiful reality, because evil is dying, and there's going to be this disclosure and this new financial system that's going to happen for us. And the New World Order is gone. All of those, I guess, leaders, I don't even want to call them leaders, but all of those individuals have departed. And we don't even know who they are. Are they wearing masks? Are they clones? The whole thing's very strange. Thanks. Rest up. Yes, I will. So everybody be well. I'm sending you love and light. I want good things for you. I hope you watched the videos from the last 2 days. I hope you like them. Any suggestions you have, any comments, please write them on the videos or in the chat. And thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Thanks for joining me and being here with me on my journey. And I want good things for you. Also, I've been watching a lot of really interesting videos on Rumble, and some of it, for some reason, is kind of shifting around on YouTube. I don't know if there's some kind of censorship. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like a lot of the YouTubers that I was watching have kind of gone to Rumble. I don't know why that is. But there are many truth seekers like I am out there. And so I would suggest you take some looks at others to get more information. And that's what I do. And I appreciate you, and be well. And I'm spinning light. See, like it's like a little Merkaba and you're in the middle of it. And I'm spinning light around you. And you're spinning in the other direction. And that's what I do. You're spinning in one direction and my hands are spinning another. I'm visualizing light surrounding you. I'm sending it to you and I'm spinning it the other direction, counterclockwise, and you're going clockwise. Do you see how it works? That's like a Merkaba. Okay. And you guys all be well. Bye. I'll see you Friday.